Hello, everyone. It's Sunday night, the end of a weekend. For some of you, that might not be good news. Depends on what you're doing tomorrow. I happen to love my job, so it does not mind. I do not mind when Monday rolls around. Mondays are fun. I go live on a Monday morning for my team, so that's a little Monday morning thing I do every. So if you're in my team and you're not watching on Monday mornings when I go live, you want to check that out. So there you go. And what is Cherie on tonight, Rose? That's the question I have. I see we are lots and lots of comments. That's okay. We've got all the Margarets here, I think. We've got Donna. We've got Ellen. Hey, Ellen. Will the end be as good as the journey? Wow. Oh, Donna, I did see that news, and that was really, really sad. You were talking about darkroom stamps, darkroom doors. Yeah, really, really sad and we won't spend a lot of time on that tonight because it's just too sad. I was completely shocked. So, for anyone who didn't know, Rachel Gregg passed away. Totally, I didn't know she was sick, so that was totally out of the blue to me. I knew her. I used to go to her scrapbooking classes years and years ago before I did Stampin' Up. That's how long ago that was. And then I bought something from her on eBay and met her, went to her house and picked it up. And then after that started going to her scrapbooking classes. So, yeah, I had known her for a long time. So, yeah, that was a big shock. We haven't been in touch for a long time, but yeah, it's really, really sad. It was a big shock. I know a lot of people, I think the scrapbooking community in Australia was really familiar with her. She was featured so many times in, in papercraft magazines, and she's very, very well known and very respected. She was an excellent photographer, which is where the name of her company came from, Darkroom Door. Yeah. You knew she was sick. I did not, Ellen. That was such a shock when I saw that written on, and I was on Facebook because that seems to be how we find things out these days. So yeah, there was also anyone who's watching from the US. I believe there was a lady really well known in the crafting community over there who passed away this week as well. I don't know what's going on. It seems to be the week for it. So yeah, I read that too, Donna. 5 months is not very long though to find out, and then 5 months, that's not very long. So yeah, I think of quite a few people knew her. So it is sad news, really, really sad. Ah, there you go. You had some of the stamps, the darkroom door stamps, did you, Judy? Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. Well, Rachel lived here on the Central Coast. Her husband worked, well, I don't know whether he did recently, but when I first knew her, he worked at Scholastic, which is just up the road at Niagara Park. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. And she worked with Kim Holtz. That does not surprise me at all. She had an amazing career in the papercraft industry here in Australia. So, yeah, I feel for everyone. Our condolences go out to her family and to everyone who knew her well. So, yeah, thank you. Thanks, Monique. And thank you, everybody, for your kind thoughts. Yeah. All right. That's not how we normally start our lives on a Sunday night, is it? No, it isn't. Well, it's lovely to see you all. I hope that that you've all had an okay week. This weekend has been pouring rain here on the Central Coast. I don't know what it's been like where you are, but it's been perfect crafting weather. Absolutely perfect crafting weather. And yeah, it is. I know. Yeah, very sad. And Donna, that's a good way to say it. Gone too soon. Definitely. Definitely. Okay. I am going to move into a couple of things quickly. On Friday night, we made two projects. We made a tag from the Festive Tags kit. You might remember that our kits are on sale this month. So between 10 and 30% off this month, just until the end of August. Are we in August? Yes, it's August. I have no idea what month it is, let alone what day it is at the moment. So yeah, so pouring rain there too, Monique. So you're on the other side of the world and you've got crafting weather as well. So Friday night we did a festive tag. One of the tags, in fact, they're just here somewhere. There you go. That one, that little tag that we did from the festive tags kit, and it was super, super easy, quick. I love a quick, easy project like that. All the pieces are supplied for you, and the kit makes 15 tags. There's 5 different tags, and you make 3 of each. So it's enough for somebody, unless they're doing a lot of Christmas presents. It should cover most people's Christmas gift needs at Christmas time. Yes, I can find that out for you. I have known that bit of information, and I'll see if I can look it up for you while I remember. If anyone else happens to know, Shirley's asking about the card weight of Stampin' Up cardstock. I tell you one thing that you may or may not know. Basic white cardstock is the one that comes in the 40 sheet packs, and it's quite thin. It's very smooth, the smoothest cardstock we have. It's the best for stamping on. Absolutely beautiful. However, we have basic white, which is really thin, and then we have basic white thick, which is quite a bit thicker. You can feel the weight, the difference of it, when you hold it, and it folds perfectly for card bases. The surprising thing though is that the basic white, the thin stuff, and the basic white thick are exactly the same GSM, grams per square meter, exactly the same weight. It's just that the basic white thin, the normal regular stuff, has been compressed more, and because it's really, really compressed, it's a perfect stamping surface, but it is a little flimsy, I feel, for card bases. So I always make sure I have both. I have the basic white for stamping on, and then I have the basic white thick for making my card bases with, and having those two in my stash at all times means I'm always ready to go. So that might be something you make all your cards with normal cardstock. No, not at all, Jody. And it's only the basic white and very vanilla that have those two thicknesses of paper. They're the same GSM, just that the regular ones are much more compressed. So so there you go. Michelle, you're exhausted, honey. I bet you are. Yeah. Yeah, they are comparable, but I can't remember. I've got to look that up for you. I have known exactly what it is because I remember looking it up a while back for somebody else, and I've since then forgotten. So there you go. So yeah, I really, the other project we made was this one, and I still haven't put the sentiment on it. Remember I said I was going to put the sentiment on? We did the pansies. We did those by request. Judy requested that we do something with the pansies. Now tonight, I wanted to do another kit with you. Exactly. It is why it's better for stamping. That's exactly right, Judy. Yep. And I use both thin and thick too, Shirley, same as you. And yeah, I use the thick mostly though. Not so, you can stamp on it, but I don't think you get the crispness of your images with the thick as much as you do with the regular. The regular is fantastic. The regular is also the best value because you get 40 sheets to a pack. It costs a little bit more, but you're getting a lot more sheets in a pack. So it actually works out to be cheaper. So there we go. All right, so I've got another kit to show you tonight because, like I said, kits are on special this month between 10 and 30% off. They all come in these cool little boxes. Got dots on the sides, stripes on the back and front, and, of course, Stampin' Up on the top. The only thing I don't like about that is that all the kits come in the same type of box. So without actually opening them or without maybe writing on the outside what they are, you don't know until you open them. So sometimes that's cool because I get a surprise. Of course, when you buy them, the name of the kit is on the packaging. But once you've opened them, they all look the same. So there you go. All right, so let me open this. Hi there, Janice. Nice to meet you and welcome. You're in Ontario. We have quite a lot of Canadian girls who watch us. So I was saying to someone who was here last weekend that when I was young, I was in the Girl Guides and I had a Girl Guide pen pal in Ontario. She was in London, which is in Ontario. So there you go. Not London in the UK, London in Canada. So there you go. Don't we all wish, Jody? We all do. That's exactly right. All right, so let me switch over to the desk. Here we go. All right, so here's the kit that I wanted to show you tonight. Now, this one's been out for a little while, but it's new to me. I only just got it last week. I got it on the 1st of August because the sale started on the 1st of August. I ordered a couple of kits that I've sort of had my eye on for a while, and this one's called Boho Beach. Now, I have opened it just to have a little look at it, so that's why the pieces are already falling around in here. The color of the ink that's in this one is Pecan Pie, which is a new color. It's kind of like soft suede, but softer. It's kind of a soft brown, like almost like a caramel. And then this pack makes 8 cards, and it's a stamping set. So on the other night, the other one had a stamp set in it as well. This one does too, but not all of them do. Southern Ontario, so what, down near Catherine or Niagara-on-the-Lake or somewhere like that, Janice? I went there many, many years ago. I travelled across Canada from very far west to very far east, and I had a fantastic time. We had 6 weeks, and it was just magic. Absolutely beautiful. I would go back tomorrow if I could. Well, do they have a sticker on the box? They do on the packaging, but they don't on the box itself, unless, you know, maybe they just say, well, that one's for Linda, we won't stick a sticker on it. I don't know, because I don't have any stickers on mine, but I thought I should label them. You know, I've got a label maker, so I should put a little label on the outside, so when they're all stacked up, I can see which one is which, because otherwise I'm searching through to see which kit is which, because they all look the same to me from the outside. Closer to Ottawa. Well, I did go to Ottawa. I tell you what I loved about Ottawa. I have got photos of myself and my girlfriend, she and I were traveling across Canada together. It was before both of us were married and we were just able to do our own thing. Anyway, she and I stayed in Ottawa for a bit, and I love that I don't know if I've got this story correctly, but my understanding is that there's all like canals that go into Ottawa. And of course, it's the capital city. So, I was told that people skate in winter. The canals all freeze over, and people ice skate to work in the city. Is that right? Is that true? Have I got that right? I really like them. Aren't these great? Some people are saying they've got this kit, so yeah, I like it a lot. So this one, do you remember last year we had a fantastic DSP pack called Waves of the Ocean? Do you remember that? It was a whole bundle, and it went with the, let's have a look, went with the Waves of Inspiration set, this one here. That's the one it went with, but there was beautiful, beautiful paper. This is the same print of that paper, well, I think it is, in the background here, but in different colors. So, and the boxes are lovely to gift with cards. Exactly. I've got a whole stack of boxes, and one of these days I'm going to start sending them out to people. I think they're fantastic. Exactly, you could. So Kath's just saying you could stick, you put your own design or something on here, something fabulous to give to someone, and turn the box into a gift to package up some cards or something like that. You paid full price. Well, you know what? They're still a good deal, even when they're full price. But this month they're an even better deal. So, you enjoyed Canada too, Nairi? I know. One of my favourite trips ever, that one. I loved it. We started Vancouver and Victoria and went over to Nova Scotia, and it was just fantastic. Okay, so let's have a little look. What's in here? So there are 2 different card designs. You make 4 of each card for a total of 8. Okay, this one I actually find it easier to just look at the pictures, but if you want the instructions, the pictures are there to show you like step by step what to do. So if you get lost, you can refer to these. And I haven't made up any of these cards yet at all. So let's see how we go. You've got a few basics. You've got a block. I love that there's a block and there's some little dimensionals in there as well. Can you see the dimensionals? And then there's a little stamp set, which is actually really nice. It's got a dottage, a splattery stamp in there, which I always like. There's some linen thread, and who doesn't love some of that? There you go. You believe it was not open because the weather was not good. Right. All right, so these here, you can see if you're looking at the instructions, this one here, these are all like little die cuts. This one here goes where the enjoy your day stamp is, and it's got like the little perforated pieces at the bottom there, and you would just push these out to use them. And then we've got another one here which has got little perforations on the side, and that's in the pecan pie color. This one is, ooh, it looks like mint macaron, but I don't think it is. What color is it? Does anybody know? Oh, it says it's pool party. That's what it is. Crumb cake, gloss lagoon, pecan pie, pool party, and wild wheat. They're the colors in here, and they are so nice together. Then we've got a chair, and we've got some leaves all ready to push out. You've got your envelopes. How nice are these? Look at them. Isn't that gorgeous? I would write an address on that and send it through the mail and hope that the mailman enjoyed the envelope at the other end. Now, these are little glue dots, okay? And I don't love them as much as I like them on a roll, but you can pick them up and then peel the back off to actually use them as glue dots. And then these are card bases. Look at these. So this is the card base for this one, okay? So you've got your swirly, and they're already scored, so you don't have to worry about not scoring it in the right place. It's already done for you. All right, that's this one with the umbrella. And then the other one, oh, they've got some more things in here. I missed these. All right, so we've got some, like a little leaf, like a tropical leaf there, a couple of leaves. You've got your umbrella. Aren't they nice? And then this one is the other one. So this one, you can see here, this one folds down, and this is a landscape card. So the bubbles are disappearing up into this corner there. So which one will we do? Will we do the one with the chair, or we do the one with the umbrella? Which one would you like? Take out the water saver. Oh, is that in there somewhere? Where did I put that, the water saver? Ah, somewhere. I'll come across it. Anyway, somewhere you guys might have seen where it was. I know, it's absolutely beautiful. Hi, Nina again. Nice to see you from South Australia. It is beautiful. It is. You think the gold ones are shells? They could be. It's hard to tell. Yeah, maybe they are shells. See, there's this one. There's a bigger one here that goes behind the chair, and then there's one over here that goes behind the umbrella. It's all right. So both, says Donna. All right, let's do one or the other, and then we've got another card to make. So chair, says Leslie. Chair, says Moira. Okay, so chair it is. So that's this one here that says sit back and relax. All right, so that's the one with, you could switch them over and do, like, I could have this one. I could have that one and do the same, but do it as a, maybe we'll do that. Up to you. What do you think? Should we do this one but do it as a portrait, just to show how it would be different if you did it as a portrait? We could do that. I know, you could cut up the cards, because on the back you could make that, you could cut that off and then put it on a white card base, and then you'd have a second background. So that's actually a really good idea. Oh, your pussycat's off to bed. Yeah, I've got Merlot sleeping on our bed tonight as well, and Crumpet is too dependent on us, so he's normally out in the lounge room where there's company. Yes, be clever. I don't know. It might be a challenge, Jody. All right, let's do that. So let's do, which one will we do? I think this one needs to, this one is easier, because this one looks like you need to have the sand, the pecan pie at the bottom, because that looks like sand. So I think this one is harder to change the direction, but this one we can. So shall we do that? Which way will we go? I think this way. Let's do that one, and let's do this card, but let's make it portrait. So just to prove that you don't have to do it exactly the same, so let's push out the pieces that we're going to need. We're going to need a pool party deck chair, because that's a really nice color for a deck chair. There we go. And then we're going to need a greeting. So let's use this greeting. Shall I use this one, or shall I switch them over? No, I think I'll use this one. Okay, so one of those, and then going to have one of these. Now there is also a stamp, so there's a little bit of stamping for us to do, but not too much. if you really wanted to, you could have an umbrella with the deck chair as well, but then you're cutting into both card types, I guess. So there's this one. And I want the larger of these. So let's move these out of the way. So let's see what I've got. I've got the sentiment here. I've got the chair. I've got the, is this a shell? Is this a shell or a leaf? It looks more like a leaf to me. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's something tropical. And then we've got this leaf here, like a big fern kind of a leaf. All right. So I'm happy with that. You'll notice that they've actually wrapped some of the linen thread and tied it in a knot around here. Can you see that? So, oh, hey, Robin. Nice to see you. Yeah, I think it would be economical to do that and cut the back off and use it again for a second piece, which I think second card would look rather good, wouldn't it? All right, so I'm actually going to do my stamping first, I think. Now, this is pecan pie and hasn't been used before because this is a brand new kit. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my pecan pie ink because it's exactly the same. I'm just using, I'm not going to open this one right now, but I'll put that aside so I don't lose it for later. And the words that this one has got on it, if I can use sit back and relax or enjoy your day. Which one shall we use? Sit back and relax or enjoy? Tell me, whoever the first person is to say whether you want relax or enjoy, that's the one I'm going to use. And I'm going to grab a block for that. Now, of course, I could use the block that's supplied in here, but you don't have to. And I could use the dimensionals, but I've got my own, so I'm not going to even worry about that either. So, all right, so the very first person, relax. All right, relax, says Moira, that, and also Nairi, and also Michelle. So, oh, Lynn says, well, enjoy your day. I'm sorry, Lynn. Sorry, you're outvoted, honey. Nothing personal, I promise. Sit back and relax. There we go. Pop that on there, and then I'm going to pick it up with my little block. And I am going to use my pecan pie. This is actually a brand new ink pad. I've barely used this one. But it's a nice colour. Let's make sure I've got this straight. I do. Let's put that. And I'm going to have that bit of linen thread at one end. When they did it here, they put it right in the middle. But I'm thinking I might actually put mine slightly to the left because if I want to have some linen thread wrapped around this end, I want to leave some room for that. So, hey, I'm improving on the kit. Is that possible? Can we do that? All right, so we're mixing it up a little bit because you don't have to do it exactly the same unless you want to. All right, so we've got some linen thread. Just something, I think I have some already open. I might not have any open. I've got some brand new. I've also got this. This would be nice too. We've got this wavy trim, and that could be rather nice. Wrapped around there, or maybe the other way. So that's another option. This is sort of adding a little bit to our design, but you know. Do we like the wavy trim or do we like the linen thread? What do you guys think? If I do the wavy trim, I'll only put it around once. Enjoy your day could go inside. That would look nice, actually. That's a great idea. Like ropes. So you're thinking this one, Jody. Is that what you're meaning? And then Judy said the linen thread. Oh, linen, linen, linen. Everyone else is saying linen. All right, so let's stick with the linen. Unless I got that wrong, Judy. Jody, if you're saying you want the other one, you were first. So I want to make sure we're doing the right thing. And sometimes this causes me trouble. Anybody else have trouble working out sometimes where these start? Sometimes I can't work out where they begin. You said the other one. And you were first. All right. Well, I'm so sorry, everyone. Jody was first. So I'm going to stick with that. and I'm going to wrap it around here. And I'm going to cut it. Let me just, where's my ribbon scissors? Here they are, over here. Not where they're supposed to be, but that's okay. And I'm going to cut that there. And guess what? You could, if you wanted to, tie a bow around there or a knot around there with the linen thread. That would look kind of good. But I think I'm just going to use some glue dots. So let's put... Sorry, guys. Just need to take a glass of water. Try not to cough everywhere. Sorry about that. That's all right. I try and always keep it with the first. Occasionally I might vote somebody out and say, oh no, I've decided to do this instead, but I think they both look good. Right, now if we wanted to, we could tie this around, and I think that might look rather good. I don't know about a bow, but I'm thinking maybe a knot. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm not sure. Sorry, that's a terrible joke. Goodness me. Okay, so I'm going to, let's just leave it like that and see how that goes. I don't mind that. That's not bad. All right, so I'm going to say that piece is done for now. Now let's look at our original. Okay, so they have got some dots. Okay, they've got some dots. Can you see this piece is coming up here, and they've got dots down here. So those dots have been done with this little stamp here, and I think we should do that too, because who doesn't love some dots? I do. And I'm going to put that on a smallish block here, and I'm going to use the Pecan Pie ink. And because we're doing this as portrait instead of landscape, we're going to have, so this is going to kind of end up, this is going to be over here, I'm thinking. All right, so kind of like that. So we want our dots coming out below here. The dots look really good. Look at that. They look like they're meant to be there, don't they? Don't you think? All right, so I would like, I'm going to have some more dots here. And some down here. Let's start with that. We can always add more if we want to, but I think that's a good beginning. Ah, there we go. All right, so this, also, if you want to, you could have a white chair. Just turn it over. Huh. If you wanted to, why not? But I've got a pool party too. All right, so this is going to go, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to cover up all those dots I just did. Oh, I'd like a few coming out there. So maybe like this, and then this is going to go, I'm just kind of working out how it should go. This is going to go like this. And then there's going to be a stamp. So this stamp here with the same ink, all right? But we could, if we wanted to, do a different color. And I have an idea that I think might look good. I was thinking maybe this leaf would look good in Pretty Peacock. What would you think? Because Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock and what's the other one? Oh, there's a stamp on that. And Pool Party all look really, really good together. Those three colors with Pretty Peacock. So what do you think? Should we do that? Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. All right, so let's grab this in because I think this will really maybe add some extra color and look really rather nice. All right, so I want this to kind of go down here. And I want it to stand out a little bit, so I'm going to put it against my white bubbles. They're quite, see how nice these colors look together? They're really good together. All right, so let's pop that like that. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow glue behind my little leaf, this leaf. And let's put that in there. So even though this is not the original design, I don't think it matters. I think we can get away with this quite nicely. And I'm wondering, am I better off putting the chair here and then putting the greeting up on dimensionals? Let's do that. I think that would look good. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of Tombow here and there. Not the whole leaf, but just enough to make it stick. I'm going to pop that. And then I want to put this on dimensionals. Put some right here. I want a few of my dots coming out at the bottom. I can always add more dots in if I want to. Now I can add this behind or I can add it on top. I'm thinking it's a little, the design is a little small to put dimensionals behind, so I'm actually going to stick it down. You think the peacock looks good? Judy, did you think that was all right? Now, of course, it's going to need bling, right? Really does. And this is wild wheat, this color here. So let me see if I have, I think I do. The wild wheat in these gems actually looks, I mean, we could also add the copper clay would look okay too, but it's adding another color in. Whereas if we go with the wild wheat, which I have to tell you, in these looks like gold. All right, so it is actually like more of a gold thing. Pebble Path would also look okay. So what do you guys think? Do we think Pebble Path? Do we think, got a bit of glue sticking out there where I don't want it. Do we want Pebble Path? Do we want wild wheat? Which, like I said, it looks rather gold. Ah, Carol, did you see what Leslie said? She has a sister named Carol and she's her favorite. We're not supposed to have favorites, are we? Is that all right? All right, so Michelle said wild wheat, so wild wheat it is. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to add, these come in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. So I'm going to add one right down here on the corner of the greeting and then one up here. There's also some wild wheat, if you look closely, in the background of the design. So there's some wild wheat in through here as well. Can you see that? Okay, and we're going to say that that's a finished card. I mean, how easy was that, right? Totally easy. And see, Judy said, Jody, that whenever, sorry, Judy said whenever she adds bling now, she thinks of you. See? That's pretty cool, right? All right, so I like the dots. There's also a couple of stamps we didn't use. Okay, we didn't use this one. Now, that if that one is featured in the other card, we could easily make a beautiful card of any kind with these. Okay, so You don't need to use them only for this. This is the thing I like about the stamping kits, is that once you've finished making up the cards, you've still got the stamps, you've still got the ink to go off and make however many other cards you might want to make. So it's more than just what's in the kit. Now, this is the envelopes, and it's a lovely envelope because it's got that beautiful design. But of course, I think it would look really nice if we added a little bit of something to the corner here. Don't you? Let's go Pretty Peacock again because it's going to go nicely with this pool party. And let's just add a little bit of a leaf over the corner here. Like that. And like that. There we go. So now we have ourselves a card. And all ready to go, ready to send to somebody. Do you like it? I love the kits. If you don't have a kit, grab one for yourself, or if you don't want it for you, maybe grab it for someone that you love, someone who has expressed an interest in card making but doesn't know where to start. I think kits are perfect for that kind of person, or maybe for the kids in the holidays, or maybe for somebody who you would love to show them what stamping's all about, but you've never known quite where to start yourself. So this is, I think, a really great way to introduce people to card making and stamping is with a kit. Or I'll tell you what it's really good for, and a few people have said this, some people said it on Friday night, that you can also take it away on holidays with you, and it's like all the hard work is done. You haven't got to think about what to pack. You just pack a kit and you're ready to go. We love that, right? All right, so I'm going to pop all these bits and pieces back in here, and I'm going to, let me just move that out of the way for a second. Put these back. And I've got my dots. I could use those dots in a million different ways. They're so handy. I would use them in lots of things. Let's put these all back. And these are the Wild Wheat ones that are part of those in colour dots. The ones that are missing are the blue ones. I've gone through the blue ones faster than any of the others, and Ellen was so good to lend me some of her blue ones when I was using them in a class, and I chopped off all the blue ones to give back to Ellen. So I have to get myself another set because I seem to be running through those blue ones very, very quickly. But thanks, Ellen. It's nice having team members who live close by that you can borrow stuff and they can borrow stuff off you. It's very, very helpful, to say the least. Okay, so I've got all that out of the way. The next card I wanted to make, well, I don't know which card we're going to make yet, but I do know what set we're using. We're using this set, which is called Textured Floral. Now, I bought this set. You're about to see. I mean, you guys know I'm hopelessly disorganized. I just don't know. I don't know why or how, but it's just who I am, how I am, and it just happens all the time. So I have been trying for years to become more organized, and it just eludes me. So if anyone has any fabulous tips for me to become more organized, please let me know, because I just don't know. I really can't help that. So I bought this set. I bought the bundle, the textured floral stamps and the matching dies, which are also called textured floral. And do you think I could find the textured floral dies anywhere? No. So that's why you haven't seen me using this set, because I didn't want to use it until I found my dies. Okay. So guess who went and bought the dies again? I know one of these days I'm going to find them somewhere. Thankfully I had some free product, and I used my free product to get them a second time. But, oh, Jody, you're excited about the new bling in the new catalogue? So pretty. Isn't it beautiful? You and I can bling ourselves away. So my humble confession to you is this is actually my second set of dies, because I don't know what happened to the first lot. So I'm going to open them from scratch. And one of these days, when I I mean, I have cleaned up and I still haven't found them. I'm worried that maybe I put them out with my retired stock or that I threw them away, worse. But anyway, I know I ordered them. Never mind. I do that, Glenda. I do. In fact, what has been working for me much, much better, because I've always struggled with to-do lists. I'd write a million things on my to-do list and tick things off, but at the end of the day, I get to the end of the day and there's still a million things to do, and I just felt really bad about myself. So I've started doing something that's working really well for me, and you guys, somebody out there might find this helpful. I don't write a daily to-do list anymore. I write a weekly to-do list. So at the beginning of the week, I say, okay, these are the things I want to tick off this week. I've got to do this, 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 and this. Those all have to be done by the end of the week. And then I write some other little mini tasks, and I work out which day of the week's, which jobs I'm going to do on which day, and I try and stick to that. And it has been a game changer. I'm managing to get through to the end of the week with most things done most of the time. So, oh, you haven't ordered, Kelly. I know, it's such a big decision. It's so hard. Really, really hard. All right, so this is the textured floral set. I really like it. I've got some white paper here and I'm going to be stamping, and then we've got some cutting here that we can do. And I want to keep this card pretty simple. So I'm actually going to be using, just let me grab a mat. Okay, I'm going to be using a lot of white. I want a fair bit of white in my background. You know what, Super? I have kind of, because, you know, what I do is still working for me. So I've been with Stampin' Up for 17 years, and I've actually earned 16 incentive trips. So obviously I'm not doing it completely wrong. I'm doing something right, okay? But I sometimes think I put myself under a lot of stress to get there. So my question to you, all right, is what color shall we do our flowers? First person to tell me what color I want to do, and you can see these have been used before. I did lend them to a team member who borrowed these from me and did beautiful, beautiful cards with them. And I think she's watching. I don't know if she's still here. Haven't seen her for a while. All right, so I'm going to do this big flower. And I'm waiting for someone to tell me what colors we should do. And then I'll decide what greens when I know. So I'm going to do, this is a distinctive set. A pretty pink. So, okay, a bright pink or like okay, let me give you some options then. So Leslie said pink and Nari said pink. So it looks like we're going pink. We have Floaty Flamingo, which is kind of a bit of an apricot-y pink. We have Melon Mambo, which is hot pink. We have Fresh Freesia, which is more purple pink, really. We have Bubble Bath, which is very light, so that might be a little too light. We have Berry Burst, which will be quite dark. A lot of options here, isn't there? And then, of course, we've got Moody Mauve, but I think that's too dusty. I'm not so keen on that one. So do any of those float anyone's boats? Bubble Bath, Melon, Moody Mauve, Flirty Flamingo. I'm working back up the list. Berry second. Okay, is it Berry Burst we're talking about there? I see we have lots of options. Everyone has an opinion on this one. All right, so I think the first actual color that I was instructed to use was Berry Burst. So let's see how this looks. This is a new ink pad, and I'm wondering if it might be too bright. So I'm going to try testing it here first because it's quite dark, and I might need to actually give this a massage. Let me see. Do I have my spoon handy? See how dark this is, and see how it kind of is a bit. Oh no! Can you see? It's a little bit dotty. Put it up here so you can see it. All right. See how dark? All right, so if I was to do that and then stamp it off, it's stamped off quite nicely. So maybe the stamped off version is the one I want to do. That might be the go. All right, let me grab a spoon. I think I've got one here. And I'm going to massage this ink a little bit. So if anyone hasn't seen me do this, when you have a new ink pad, there's a lot of ink sitting on the surface of the pad. And so can you see how it kind of is bubbly? There's a bubbly effect to this because it's so inky. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a spoon and I'm going to massage the ink, that top layer of ink, down into the pad. And what this does, this helps redistribute that ink so it's not all sitting on the surface, and when you stamp you should get a better result. So we're going to do a little bit of testing, and because this is a distinctive set, that becomes even more important because you need the different layers of stamping to show through, dark, light, different tones, even though you're using just one color. All right, so I'm going to say that's done. You might be able to see it's looking a little, can you see it's a little lighter in the middle there? Hard to see. All right, so I'm going to clean up my ink, my stamp, and start over. I'm using my scrub. Okay, my scrub has seen better days, but I tell you what, these last for such a long time. I've had this one for years. All right, so let's try this now. Okay, on here, first stamping. See how much lighter it is now than it was when I stamped it here. Okay, and if I was to stamp it again, that's lighter again. Okay, so definitely an improvement. I'm going to try it here. Whoop. And because I've got ink on my fingers, I've managed to get a big blodge there, but that's okay. That's why paper has two sides. We'll just turn that over. All right. So I'm going to stamp twice just to see if we can get the right amount of color. That's much better. Much, much better. All right. This is probably going to be the one we want. Okay. It's a nice strong pink, but not too crazy. All right. Now, let's see. The next question is, what green shall we use? Now, my go-to green when I'm doing leaves is Mossy Meadow. It's dark, but if you stamp it off, that can be a really great, and I'm thinking that the Mossy Meadow might look good with this. So let's see. I'm going to stamp this just to see how it goes. So this is kind of this one goes underneath here and comes out the bottom. And then you can also have these coming off to the side. It's really, really nice leaves. I love this set. If you're looking for this in the catalogue, okay, that's this catalogue here, the annual, and it's called Textured Floral. You'll find it on page 65 right here. And you can see they've done a couple of beautiful samples with it. These are made with it. Okay, this one is just really simple stamping, and then you've got a bit of a greeting over the top. Okay, just lovely. And then this one, they've cut out a few layers and lifted it up using the dies. And then this one here, they've used some of those dies. Can you see that you've got these beautiful, these lovely like greenery dies? That's what they've used here at the back. I love this set. I just think it's beautiful. And it's got the words in it are nice too. Birthday blooms for you with a grateful heart. Every thought of you makes me smile. Really nice set. All right, so let me add this here. And like I said, I think Mossy Meadow is going to be the color I want. You love your scrub. I know, what's not to love? I love the scrub too. It's fabulous. All right, so I'm going to do this on here because once again, it's quite dark. And then I'm going to stamp it over here to give me a lighter color. See, that's very dark. This is a bit lighter. I like it. I like the stamped off because this is another new ink pad. So I haven't decided whether I'm actually going to cut out my leaves yet or if I'm going to stamp them. I might even stamp them straight on my project. We'll see. And I might do, let's see, I'm just randomly stamping and then we'll work out. And then one last one. I think one of these would look really nice. I think this one. And you know what? I'm going to use the same color, but I am going to have this one stamped off. I don't know if I have enough room for that, but anyway. Oh, I think I do. Let's put that here. All right. So Berry Burst strength, that's strong. And this one is stamped off, but they look really good together, right? All right. So let's. You don't have this one, and tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to her for tomorrow. That's okay. This is actually live, Kathy, not the replay. So you can watch the replay if you want to. Close the ink pad. I think I did. I think it's already done. Did I upset you by not closing it fast enough? Isn't that often the way? All right. So this is the big, and you can see how nice this cuts out. And then this one cuts out this one here. If I decide I'm going to do that, I haven't for sure decided yet, but let me grab. Let's grab the. Oh, where did I put it? When you can't find your cutter, it's underneath a pile of stuff here on my desk. When you can't find your cutter, oh, here it is. I found it. There we go. We need this to be narrow enough it's going to fit through. We need it to go through here. I could have just done this with scissors. Seriously. I don't know why I didn't. And see, that's not going to fit through the other way either. So, because if I'm using my mini cut and emboss machine, it can't be more than 8 centimeters across. So that is the reason why. Okay, so let's move these out of the way. Grab in our cut and emboss machine and let's pop that on there. And let's line this up. Now I could cut both at the same time, but if you are not that confident, then maybe one at a time might be better for you. For where I put my other platform, but that's okay. Thankfully I have more than one. Let me start that again, shall I? So remember what I was saying the other night, you want to make them so they're not all actually lined up. You want them to be a little offset. It will go through much, much better. And if you want to, you can do this and stick it down with like a post-it note or a piece of washi tape. And if I have too many troubles doing this tonight because my hands seem to be a bit shaky tonight, then, oh, look, there it is. Found it. Never mind. Come on, through you go. Don't ever worry about the crunchy noises that it makes when it goes through. This is such a nice die cut. Let's put that one through again. And then this time I'm going to, well, I actually haven't decided for sure if I want to cut these out or if I want to stamp it. I do want to cut this one though, this one here. So I'll definitely cut that one. Let's see, that's going to go through like this. Hang on, I'll just lift this up so you can see better what I'm doing. Means you can see more mess, but that's okay. So what have I heard many times that a messy craft room is a sign of a creative mind, and that just means that I am really, really creative, and that's okay. All right, so I'm thinking I will cut one of these out. Whether or not I use them both, I don't know, but it doesn't hurt. I'll cut it out, and if I don't use it on this project, I'll use it on another one. So let's pop that like that. And then pop that through. Now, we've got a couple of choices. When we put these together, I haven't decided yet whether I want to do a masked background, which would look really nice, or whether I want to emboss the background. I'm leaning towards a masked background. Oh, and then maybe we will have one of these. One of these. I don't know. That one or that one? This one. And see, I've got some Mossy Meadow cardstock here, so that would look really good. All right, so let me put this back here. And that one goes here. Actually, try that again. It goes there. And then this one, move that over. And this is probably a little too wide because it's 10 centimeters. So that's not going to go through. So I need to cut this narrower. Again, pop that there, pop that there. Now I haven't looked at the comments for a while because I've been distracted with all these dies and things. So oh, you like your scrub too? I know you do, Judy. They are fantastic, aren't they? But there's a couple of things. Here's something, a little bit of advice I'd love to give all you card makers out there. The quality of your cards largely depends on the quality of your tools, okay? So if you have fabulous tools, and if you're wondering where to invest your money, if you want to improve your card making, invest in tools, because tools are where it's at. So tools are punches, cut and emboss machine, dies, those kinds of things. Stamps, not so much. I'm talking about actual things that are going to improve what you're doing. Heat tool, those kinds of things that are going to give you different kinds of, I don't know. I hope that makes some sense anyway. You know, just to invest in tools, not so much, you know, papers and things like that. I mean, we love paper and it's a great add-on, and even bling and all those things, but it's the tools that are going to determine what kind of cards you come up with. So I remember the days, who else does, when we didn't have big shots or cut and emboss machines. We never used to have those. We had punches, we had stamps, but we didn't have all that other stuff. All right, so what I'm thinking about putting my greeting, every thought of you makes you smile, and I want to have that at the bottom. So let me do that first. And I'm going to do it with, will I do the green? No. I'm going to do that with Berry Burst. So let me put that on a block. Grab my Berry Burst. Oh, made a mess, but anyway. I'm going to put it slightly to the right-hand corner. Straight down. Straight up. And clean it off. Something I will say, your photopolymer stamps will stain with pinks, reds, oranges to a lesser extent, but pinks, reds and purples will stain your stamps. If you can clean them straight away, whether you're using a scrub or a chamois or whatever you like to use to clean up your stamps, if you clean them straight away, the staining will be much less. So it doesn't affect the way it stamps. They can be stained and still be amazing stamps. They just don't look quite as pretty. And I do rather like it when, now I'm deciding which way I want this to go. So I'm thinking I'm just going to arrange these in a way that I think looks rather good. I've got mine sort of going this way at the moment. Now, let me see. I haven't decided whether I did cut one of those out. Oh, here it is. Found it. All right, so this is going to go kind of under there, or we can stamp that on the base. Okay, we can actually have it. In fact, I'm tempted to stamp this one coming out this direction and actually stamp it straight on. Doesn't this look beautiful though? It's really, really lovely. Yeah, the mist smells lovely. I know it does. I've always liked the smell of the mist. Oh, wow, that's exciting, Shirley. Well, congratulations to her. Okay, I'm actually going to leave this full strength and I'm going to have it going right about here. So it's going to be a bit darker than these ones coming out the bottom. All right. So before I put these down, so I kind of got an idea of where I want everything to go. All right, kind of like this, right? Kind of, all right. So I would like a mask underneath. Now we have some really nice masks that are pretty new. These ones here. I'm trying to remember the name of these. If anyone happens to know, I'll look it up for you in case. And I think these look really, really lovely. And we just got to decide what color do we want to do our mask in. Now I did think about doing soft seafoam, which is a soft green. That would look really nice here in the background. And which one will we have? We've got the kind of cross hatch design here. That would look nice. We've got these, what would you call this? I don't know what you call these. Them, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to call these ones. Zoom back in. I did zoom back in. Let me zoom even closer. Here we go, even closer. How about that? Is that better? All right, and then we've got little crosses and we've got little squares. I like them all, but which one? I know, I like the mask too. That's okay, Rosalie. Never too late. Never, ever. So we have these ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one will we have? 1, the little squares. 2, the little crosses. 3, the kind of cross-hatch design. Or 4, this like little, it's almost a square floral design. They do look like tiles. They do. So which one will we have? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Oh, the first person is 3. Joan said 3, so 3 it is. It's this one. All right. Good choice. Very, very nice. Now we get to decide what color. Here are the color options I'm going to give you. We can do Pool Party, which we know will look nice. Pool Party is always good in a mask. I always like it. We can do Soft Seafoam, which is a very soft green. Or final choice would be, I was thinking of another color. No, one of these two. Oh, Bubble Bath would be the other one. Bubble Bath would be the other. This one. So these are the 3 choices for a background. All right. We want Pool Party, Bubble Bath, or Soft Seafoam. Soft Seafoam was the first one. That's Jody. You're quick with those fingers, Jody. All right. So Soft Seafoam it is. We're going to go with that. And I'm going to position this. And I'm going to grab. Now you could use a mini or a bigger one. I'm actually going to go with a bigger one because I'm covering a reasonable amount of, I actually prefer the bigger ones personally, but I do use the small ones for like if I'm going to do a flower center or a small area, but for a background, I do prefer the big ones. So, okay, so I'm going to put this on my grid paper so it's straight, and I'm going to line this up also so it's straight. And then I'm going to grab some ink. You can see it's coming onto our brand new blending brush. Blending brush is the most amazing, wonderful things. So we know our flower's in this area. So you can start there if you want to. But I'm actually going to kind of, I want it to go out and kind of fade out. So rather than circling around and around, I'm actually going to, oh no, look what I just did. I just picked up Mossy Meadow. That's not what I wanted. That wasn't one of the options. Oh, I guess this is a Mossy Meadow one now. Let me grab my other blending brush and put the Mossy Meadow away so I don't do that again. Well, that was silly. Silly, silly Billy. All right, let's get that back in. And I'm going to pick up the ink again. Only on lives. Yeah, well, this is when it counts, right? All right, so I've got some color here. Going to make sure this is in the right place, and I want it to kind of zip out, and I want it to fade out. So as you might be able to see the color here, it's darker here where I'm starting, and then I want it to kind of fizzle out into nothing. So that's why I'm kind of flicking it rather than circling it. Let's have a little look there. That's looking pretty good. It's not bad. I might have it a little bit more over in this area. So to do that, I will be putting it back down. There it goes. You can see when you can't see the design at the back anymore, that's in the right place. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm liking it. So there's your soft sea foam, and that's going to sit behind our flowers. So I'm going to start putting them where I want them to go. So I want this one here. I want this one here. I want this sort of in underneath. That'll be easy to do. All right. And don't really want it off the edge. So like that. And then this one is going to go up here. And that's how it's going to look. Isn't it beautiful? These stamps are stunning. I love, 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 love this set. It was one of the first sets I wanted when it first came out. So I'm going to start with my big flower, and I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of him. One and two. And we want this to be right about here, like that. And then this little guy is just going to overlap over that larger flower. So let's put that one, just one dimensional is going to be enough. And that's going to sit. So this leaf is coming out from behind there. All right, then this one, because now these are lifted up, this is just really easily going to go in here behind. So that's super easy. That's going to go flat. So let's use our Tombow, which I've now lost. Where did I put it? Lucky I've got an extra box of stuff close by, which has got extra Tombows in it. Probably dropped it on the floor or something like that. I'm not very good at keeping track of things once I've used them. I discard them because my brain's already moved on to the next thing, and then I can't find the first thing if I need it again. Just like that. Isn't that nice? The Mossy Meadow is the perfect green with this, I think. And then this is the Mossy Meadows strip here at the back. So I'm going to add a little bit of Tombow here and there. And we're going to pop that in here. Now, I'm going to take a bit off the bottom of that because it doesn't quite go in past where that dimensional is. So I'm going to actually cut this down because I want more of it to be on the card. Just like that. How's it looking? Do we like that? Hi, Anna. Nice to see you. Brain phase. Yeah. That's okay. Always good ideas here. Always, always. I'm wondering if that's too tall. You know what? I'm just going to leave it where it is. All right, so let's have a look and see what bling we need. I feel like, well, maybe I'll leave them because they look very watercolored, these flowers, and that's the charm of them. That's kind of why I like them. I have got these sequins, and these would look nice, these ones. So that might be the perfect one, actually. Those are berry burst. Having a look to see what else. Do we like the sequins? Do we like those? Another possibility would be the gold gems here. Those would also be nice because they pick up whatever color you're working with. So either these pastel gems or the sequins. And I'm thinking maybe as a final thing, we might Wink Stella over these flowers. What do you think? Should we Wink Stella? How do we feel about that? Okay, sequin seems to be the one that everyone's saying looks good. Yep, okay. All right, so let me put, I'm going to add one here, another one up here, and a little guy, a little one, like that. I am worried that this, the green is a little too tall, or maybe I should have had a little less of that sticking out the top, but it's still pretty and I still really like it. Yep, Wink. Okay, let's do it. So this is Wink Stella for anyone who doesn't know. If ever you see there's a little word here that says push. Okay, this is just for when you first open it. Sometimes when you first get it, you think, how the heck does this thing work? You actually have to take it apart at the barrel. There's a black piece of plastic that lives here in the middle. Okay, and what you do is you take that piece of, you unscrew it, take the piece of black plastic out, then you screw it back together. And what that does, once that plastic is gone, it engages what's down here in the barrel, the glitter solution can then go into the top where it needs to come down. And then to get it down there, you need to push. And that's what that word push, I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit tricky. In this light, it's not really showing. But anyway, there's the word push here. Just trust me. And you push it a couple of times and you'll see it start to come down into the barrel. But you don't want to push it too many times because what happens then, you end up with a big bloop of it coming out the end. Once you've got it down the end, you don't need to push it every time. But if ever you can't get it out again, maybe give it one push and then just watch the solution come down through here through the clear part of the barrel. But you don't want it running out the end because you'll end up with a big mess. So I'm just going to glitter. I love this stuff. It's clear glitter pen, and it is absolutely beautiful. It looks really, really lovely on a dark color particularly, I think, or a little bit of glitter over part of an image. Now, can you see the glitter on that? Can we see it? A little bit we can. I can kind of see it, but in real life, it's a bit more noticeable. So I'm just going to bring my color down a little bit. Now you need to be careful because it's the solution in it can move it around a little bit like a watercolor. So you need to be careful that you don't, if you've got a very crisp image, you don't want to blur it. But it's you can actually watercolor as well with Wink Stella. So this week I'm doing a class here in my studio. It's actually completely full, which is lovely. And it's a technique class we're doing Emboss Resist with watercolor. So I'm looking forward to doing that. See it there? Can you see the sparkle on that? There we go. Bye, Subu. Good to see you. Pansies and this one. There you go, Judy. See, now we've given you some options. So there you go. So I think it turned out pretty nice. I really like the card. Lovely. And then we also have the card wherever it went that we made. It was maybe I put it back in the kit. Maybe I put it back in the kit. Did I put it back in the kit? I might have. I don't know. Yes, I did. I put it back in the kit. So these are the cards that we made tonight. I hope you like them. It was a bit of fun. It's always fun seeing you guys on a Friday night and a Sunday night. I'll be back again next Friday night. I'm hoping this week, if I have time, I might try and pop up an extra video on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to have the time or not, but yeah, I hope that you enjoyed these tonight. I had a really fun time making them. I've been really wanting to play with this set. So now I have my second set of dies. You may see a lot more done with this one because it's just beautiful. It's really lovely. Thank you, guys. Don't forget the kits are 10 to 30% off until the end of August. So if you're looking at kits, if you're a demonstrator, that means you get your demonstrator discount on top of the Stampin' Up discount. So if you're getting a kit that's, say, 20% off, you're going to get your 20 or 25% off that, which makes it 40 or 45% off. I mean, that's a good deal. Fantastic deal. So definitely enjoy that while it lasts. Okay, guys. So let me just switch back to me for a second. Okay, so I hope everyone had a good night. I had a lovely time making these with you. If you have not already, I'd love it if you could go and find my VIP group. If you're in Australia, you just want to be in Australia to join the VIP group. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Anyone can join as long as you're in Australia. The reason why is I do sometimes sales or giveaways or things like that in that private group, and you need to be in Australia to take part in that. So let me just see if I've got, here you go. This is the name of it. It's Linda Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP group. Okay, now I do have something planned coming up towards the end of August, later in August, and you'll want to be part of that group to find out what that is. Okay, so it's something special for the girls who are in the group. And everybody else, I hope to see you again next Friday night, maybe, or next Sunday night. It's just lovely to be with you whenever I am here. And I hope you like these cards tonight. I really enjoyed making them. All right, does anyone have any questions for me before I go? Oh, please do, Kelly. That would be great. Lovely to see you there. Oh, sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry. But you can be part of my Facebook page if you're not already. So that's Linda Dolke Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator. I think that's what that is. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Cherie, and everybody who is here tonight. Lovely to see you all, and back soon. Bye-bye.